Viewers, a daughter, someone's daughter was brutally raped and murdered. She could have been our daughter, yours or mine. The rape and murder happened at her place of study, a temple of learning, a place where lives are shaped and not shredded because of the depraved lust of sociopaths. Schools and colleges, hospitals have a special place in our society. They are sanctuaries meant to be managed by people who enjoy our blind trust. We hand over our children to the custodians of these sacred spaces. Unfortunately, Kolkata's Nirbhaya was betrayed thrice over by her guardians, by those who are supposed to be above question, above reproach, viewers. First, Kolkata's Nirbhaya was betrayed by a principal who ran a slack ship, so slack that bad characters were allowed to lurk in the shadows of the institution and prey at will. And then again, when the same principal allegedly tried to suppress the beastly attack on Kolkata's Nirbhaya, and then again, a third time, when the college administrators tried to pass off her death as a suicide, viewers. Even the gouged out eyes, the devilish mutilation of her corpse and her private parts failed to shake their conscience to want to strive for justice. The principal, Kolkata Nirbhaya's guardian-in-chief, even staged a stunt resignation. But within 4 hours, 4 measly hours, he was happy to accept another post commensurate with his ambition in another medical college. Fortunately, the students of that medical college, Calcutta National Medical College, locked the gates so that this greedy principal accepted the post would not be allowed in to enjoy the rewards and reap the plush comforts, viewers, of power. Those students, viewers, whose characters are still being shaped, had more of a conscience than this principal. A reward was offered by the Mamata government. The Mamata Banerjee government, viewers, can you imagine? A government run by a female chief minister, incentivizing dereliction of duty, of lies, and of a craven hubris, viewers. Yes, a government run by a female chief minister. A party in power in which some of the most feisty, empowered and independent women in the country, Mahua Moitra, Sagrika Ghosh and Sushmita Dev, viewers, rule the roost. Unfortunately, these doyens of women lib have also betrayed Kolkata's Nirbhaya, proving that at the end of the day for them, power is more important than the cause. In this case, what greater cause can there be, viewers, than to stand up for someone who can't stand up for herself today because she's gone? And that's why today, an enraged and outraged High Court decided to hand over the investigation into Kolkata's Nirbhaya's unspeakable crime to the CBI, the Central Bureau of Investigation. And this is what the court said, viewers. It noted that there has been no significant progress in the investigation even after 5 days. Can you believe it, viewers? A crime so horrible, a mutilation so ineffable that it failed to rouse these people into action. 5 days, viewers, they have been stilled. They have been stilled by the hand, viewers, of criminal apathy. The court went on to say there is every possibility that evidence will be destroyed. Can you believe it, viewers? A state run by a woman chief minister would collude to such an extent that a high court would consider the possibility that evidence would be destroyed. The court noticed that it was disheartening to note that the principal of the college was not proactive enough, that the case of unnatural death was registered in the absence of a complaint. How can a dead person complain, viewers? How can someone who is dead, mutilated beyond recognition, complain? For God's sakes, think about what you are doing, what you are complicit with and of. The court noted, why didn't the principal of the college immediately lodge a complaint? A serious lapse by the college principal giving room for suspicion. He has been made principal of another government college. What was the tearing urgency, viewers? In just 4 hours, he resigns from one college and conveniently accepts, like as if he has won some medal for virtuosity, to become the principal, viewers, of another college. Think about that. Think about how disgustingly craving this person is, viewers. Can we entrust our children to his care? Think about that. The High Court order isn't surprising. Mamata Banerjee's state government has been making some disputable claims and has taken some very morally suspect decisions that protesting students and doctors allegedly amounted to trivializing the rape and murder of one of our daughters. The first claim, the Bengal Chief Minister vowed to hand over the probe into the rape murder probe to the CBI by Sunday. But while she vowed to do this, she also suggested, she alleged that the CBI's success rate is lower, somehow trying to tell us that while she might do this to keep the wolves at bay, the wolves of public opinion at bay, she didn't think it was the right agency to probe this issue. But the hard facts, viewers, and I always bring you these hard facts so that you can get closer to the truth, tell a completely different story. The hard facts, viewers, tell us that, in fact, it is the Bengal police that has the lowest conviction rate at just 2.5% and a case pendency rate of 98.1% with respect to crimes against women. Can you believe it, viewers? Mamata Banerjee is telling us that her police is more competent to prosecute this case. A conviction rate of 2.5% and a pendency rate of 98.1%. There were more chances that no one would get to the bottom of this case, viewers. The conviction rate in criminal cases probed by the CBI, however, stands at 70%, viewers. And in 2019, let me tell you, in 2019, 2020, 2021 and 2022, just to give you an example that it can be done, another state government, the Uttar Pradesh state government, has topped the nation's conviction rate at 70%. That's right, viewers, in respect to crimes against women. Another claim was made, viewers, that RG Kar principal has resigned, which shows that the Bengal government has acted quickly. What is a hard fact, viewers? A hard fact that is under the lens of the High Court. The hard fact, viewers, is that yes, the RG Kar principal resigned, but he was given a new post in just 4 hours. He is now principal of the Calcutta National Medical College, a person, viewers, who the court notes was not proactive, who, viewers, did not immediately lodge a complaint with the police, who presided over serious lapses that give room for suspicion, is now a principal in another college. Viewers, let's open this up because some questions need to be asked and one hopes that one can get honest answers. Not for my sake, viewers, tonight. Not for my sake, but for the sake, all our sakes, and for our daughters. And I have to ask tonight, Arko Kumar Nag, who's a TMC sympathizer, I'm told. Mr. Nag, I want to ask you, has Mamata Banerjee mocked justice?
Has the justice been started as yet? In my understanding, a justice in a criminal case is with the trial. Has it started? I don't think so. Let's not make it political. Despite being a person concerned of what has always happened in our state, that is, we reach to conclusions first. I am not defending the principle or the principle of National Medical College. Secondly, there is a hue and cry that the person concerned was sent to another college as principal. But please try to understand that person was not an employee of RG Corp. The person concerned was a employee of the government in the medical service side. So if a person concerned says that I do not want to continue, and if that particular person is an officer of who has a background for a pretty long time, that is a transfer. So it is a transfer from one particular college, one prestigious college, one college which is extremely and highly equipped to another college of the same repute. The actions of the principal is not to be supported. That is one. Second, the principal has taken a 15 days leave, I have been told, and that means that the principal will not be there in the new post for another certain time till the government takes a call. And even the next 15 days is extremely important for the people of Bengal to see that what exact steps the CBI takes. I just do not want to be disheartened like I was when I was much younger and Rabindranath Tagore's Nobel Prize was stolen and CBI till today could not find it. And there are a lot more because we have seen how politically CBI has been used at times.
Okay.
So I just hope that the CBI this time will come to a conclusion and in a next fortnight, I believe.
So what a brilliant advocate you are for the devil. What a brilliant advocate, viewers. What a brilliant advocate this gentleman is for the devil.
Even if you don't like it.
Now listen to this, viewers. He says, has a trial even started, he says, for there to be injustice? Mr. Shivshankar, get your facts right, he says. Well, viewers, if a principal is not going to file a complaint, how do you even expect a probe, let alone a trial to begin?
No, Mr. Shivshankar,
don't talk over me. Don't talk over me. I never talked over you.
No, do not tell this.
Don't talk over me. Do not talk over me. I didn't talk over you. Do not talk over me. I didn't talk over you, sir. Please.
Do not distort law.
I did not distort any law. I'm only quoting back, viewers, what I was told. Now, Mr. Nag, I'm not in the habit of getting into cross-talk. I will finish my points. You can respond to my points. No problems. Let's keep this civil. Right? Okay. Justice cannot be delivered if a trial hasn't begun. Viewers, a trial can only begin when there is evidence, and evidence can only be collected when someone does their job. But if someone is not given a signal to do their job because a complaint hasn't been filed, you cannot have evidence and you cannot have a trial. Now you tell me, viewers, if you agree with Mr. Nag. You can tweet me, you can call. I'll take your calls. Then we are told, viewers, there is a transfer, you see, the government employee. Viewers, Is a government run by a chief minister, woman chief minister, going to employ people who the High Court is suspicious of? The High Court believes could have been part of a collusive effort to deny Kolkata's Nirbhaya justice. And if there are governments like this, viewers, what does it tell you about those governments? That they will actually hire, rehire, transfer, not punish, not book, not move to suspend individuals who can't be trusted with our children? What does that tell you about a government like that, viewers? It tells me that that government has sold its soul and its conscience. It is so arrogant, viewers, that it cannot see anymore the trauma that is being suffered by their people. That's what it tells me. Then I'm told, don't politicize this. But the person who tells me that goes on to say, we will see what steps this CBI takes. As if the wisdom of the court is also being led by some political motive, viewers. This, viewers, in sum, is the defense put out tonight. What does that say about the person putting out that defense? You think about that, viewers. So blinded by affiliation. Well, viewers, we all have children. And if people like this, who are apologists for travesty, are going to surround them, viewers, then there is no hope for the next generation. These are the words, viewers, of the establishment of Bengal. Think about that. Let that sink in. Let me open this up. Let me ask somebody else. Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, let me ask you tonight. Your party, a party that you cherish because you believe it has the right values, that you speak up for day and night, the Congress party, is in alliance at the national level with the TMC. Can you show me one tweet by Rahul Gandhi on this matter?
Rahul, is that at all a question or a condemnation of the crime that has happened in the RG court?
It's a question, sir, a legitimate question, because we can only come together.
No.
Now, let me tell you, sir, if all of us don't come together, if we are not united by this one crime, then we may as well forget it. So I'm asking you, has this crime united the Congress party to speak up for Nirbhaya? And therefore, sir, I'm asking you this question tonight. Can you show me Rahul Gandhi's tweet on this matter condemning Mamata Banerjee's government's laxity in probing this matter? I just want to see it.
How is that a question?
It's not a question, okay. I rest my case.
Can I come in?
Viewers, I rest my case. I rest my case. If this is
can
not a
I?
question, then I rest my case, viewers. If the political class that speaks on our behalf, that we elect to ask questions on our behalf, is going to put their affiliations, their loyalties, viewers, before ours, sense of duty to us, then, viewers, this is not a question. Then I withdraw my question. And let me ask let me ask Mr. Chaudhary a question that he'd be most comfortable with. Mr. Chaudhary.
Yeah.
Tell me, sir, in all your honesty, do you believe that Kolkata's Nirbhaya has been let down by the state administration?
Yes, of course. There are so many evidence to it. Right. From the day the incident was reported, and how the police administration tried to whitewash the entire thing, subsequent statements.
Do you believe that the principal should have been rewarded in 4 hours with another job, or should he have been benched?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, he says, viewers.
Let me just inform your viewers out here.
Who is supposed to hold up the mirror then, viewers, if all of these questions that I'm asking, these questions, concerns that I'm raising, if Mr. Chaudhary agrees with them? Who is going to show the mirror?
Can I
Who is
come
going
in?
to show the mirror to Mamata Banerjee, viewers?
Of course, we are showing.
Who will
Rahul,
show the mirror, viewers?
Rahul,
That's a
can you,
question I put to you, not to Mr. Chaudhary. He doesn't believe that is a legitimate question. So I'm not going to ask him. Let me widen the ambit of this conversation. Because before I am accused of bringing the BJP in and politicizing this, I want to bring in Shubhrashtra. Shubhrashtra, what's going through your mind when you heard Mr. Nag and Mr. Chaudhary tonight? And the High Court.
So I would like to give an emotional aspect to the argument, and I would also like to give a factual aspect to the argument. The emotional aspect of the argument is that I don't think there is anybody in the political class of West Bengal who can fight for women's rights. That is a fact, and we should deal with it. Looking at things that have been going on ever since this government has come to power. Now, the doctors are protesting not just across India as it is, flashing on your screens, Rahul. Doctors are protesting all over the world against this gruesome act that has happened in Bengal. And look at the way in which the state government is trying to absolutely dissociate itself from it. And I don't expect anything more from a political class, but from people who call themselves analysts, from the intelligentsia in Bengal, which is apparently one of the best intelligentsia in the world. I expected a little sympathy. I expected a little empathy to say that, this is a whole bureaucratic process and the principal can go from this college to that college is such a humbug. Who are we trying to fool? Do we not know that once the principal resigns from a particular institution, there's nothing that can go, you cannot be held accountable for whatever is going on. And on the point of this whole, don't want to use the word, but for the lack of a better word, such a stupid parallel between Rabindranath Tagore's Nobel Prize being stolen and the life of a doctor almost gone. I don't understand this comparison. I'm really sorry. It just does not appeal to my senses at all. How can anybody be so insensitive to say that? And what are you trying to say, sir? Under whose jurisdiction does law and order fall into? If Mamata Banerjee is so inefficient that despite looking at the CCTV camera, that despite knowing the facts which are right there on the table, which these protesting doctors, as they're flashing on your screen, Rahul, they all know the culprit. Still, if you have any bureaucratic, justification to give as to why justice is not being met, shame on you.
Mr. Nag, would you like to respond?
Just one point more,
Rahul. I do not know, Rahul.
Just one point more, Rahul, if you allow me. A simple Google search will tell you that politicization of police in West Bengal is the single most institutional melee that the West Bengal police goes through. Apart from, of course, there are other factors which all other states secularly other states face, like lack of resources, etc. But the amount of politicization that has happened, it has absolutely crumbled the police bureaucracy, and something seriously needs to be done.
Mr. Nag, Mr. Chaudhary here has put his conscience first, and he said it was wrong of the state government to have transferred this one principal to another college. As you know, sir, that move was opposed by the student body of that college, the Kolkata National Medical College. Do you think it was the right decision now after you've heard Mr. Chaudhary? Do you think it should have been done, sir?
Rahul, can I add a breaking news out here, please?
Yeah,
if you
please,
permit
sir.
me.
1 minute, sir. Please, not right now. Please let Mr. Nag have his say. Please.
No, it's a very important.
No, it's okay.
Mr.
It's
Nag,
okay. Just 1 second. Let Mr. Nag finish, since he brought this up.
Well, the point is very clear. I think I said thrice that I am not to defend the actions of the principal of RG Kaur when he was principal
Why, sir?
of RG Kaur.
Why don't you want to defend the actions? I want to ask you.
Because it was not right.
Because they were not
and
right.
there is no hide and seek to it.
Viewers,
There
they were
is
not
no hide
right.
and seek to it.
So they were
No,
not right.
absolutely.
So if it was
I
wrong,
am saying
if his
so.
decisions
They
were
do not
wrong,
need to analyze. I am
should he have
saying
been
that
given
is wrong.
another job within 4 hours that the High Court has today said? What was the hurry? What was the tearing urgency? Clearly,
Rahul, High Court had put this question
Can
to
I,
the senior
Rahul?
standing council. It is not the order what the High Court says.
Oh, so
Please
now
try
we are
to
going
understand.
to viewers. So now we are going to nitpick.
Of course, because I
So
was
now we
there
are going to
in the court, you were
nitpick.
not.
We are going to hair split.
So you
we are going to
cannot
go into
choose the words and
semantics.
put it to the mouths of
Viewers,
the
whether
judges.
it was to the
Rahul.
council, to the arguing council, or whether it was to the walls, or whether the
Rahul,
judge
do
was
you have
talking to
the
his
order?
own
Do
self.
you have the order which says this?
I'm telling you, sir. Or whether this
Do
person
you
was
have the
speaking to
order?
himself.
Do you have the order
Even
says this?
even a judge wondering this aloud,
No,
viewers.
I believe you are dramatizing the
I'm dramatizing.
judiciary here. Do
Viewers,
not do that. There
viewers,
are
I am
orders. The
dramatizing.
Can I
orders are
I
very
am
respond to
clear.
that?
dramatizing. I am
Do not
staking
try
my
to do not
reputation
try
by
to
putting this on
invite.
national TV, viewers.
Do not try to put in
What are
words
these
in the
people?
judge's
What
mouth.
reputation are
When the
they
judge
staking,
speaks, the
viewers?
judge speaks
Think about
only
that.
through the order.
What
Do
about
not
that,
do not
viewers?
put
What
your
about that?
analysis to a judgment.
Observations don't matter to this gentleman anymore. It doesn't matter, viewers,
The judges,
what the
you
court
you are
say, what the
misleading. You
judge
are
says.
misleading the
Okay, sir.
judge's words.
I'm misleading. Let me then go back to the absolute truth of the matter. Mr. Nag says that this person
So
made
why don't you
mistakes,
say
that
the
this
absolute
principal made mistakes. Yet, the state government, viewers, the same state government, gives him a job within 4 hours. I leave it at that, viewers. What is a compulsion? Let me ask that question. Forget the judge. What do you think is a compulsion, viewers? When someone bends so far back to accommodate somebody, what does it tell you about that person, viewers? Especially when the order of the moment, viewers, the need of the moment is to show moral uprightness. What does that tell you? And what does that tell you about Sagrika Ghosh, crusader for women's rights? What does that tell you, viewers, about Mahua Moitra, another crusader for women's rights? And what does that tell you about Sushmita Dev? Viewers, you tell me. Twin Sinha, you are raising this issue. The implicit assumption is that it is an act of political vendetta. You're getting back at Mamta Banerjee. Are you doing that, sir?
Well, Rahul, in the last few years, the TMC has shown an overt tendency to act as a shield for dreaded criminals and rapists. There are multiple records of it. You know, the Coach Bihar disrobing of a woman, the Howrah disrobing, the gang rape of a tribal woman in Birpur. But in this particular case, the buck stops directly with Mamta Banerjee, and I say this, this is not even a political statement. She is the Home Minister of Bengal. She is the Health Minister of Bengal, and can you imagine that right under her watch, in the heart of Calcutta, perverts like Sanjay Ghosh thrive, and perverts like Sandeep Ghosh and Sanjoy Roy thrive. Sanjoy Roy, the main accused as the rapist, is somebody who used to disguise himself as an employee of Kolkata police. And that is how he used to gain access to hospitals right in the middle of the night. So, as a home minister, as a health minister of Bengal, the least that Mamta Banerjee could have done was to accept her incompetence and to hand over the matter directly to CBI. But the moment she says that wait till Sunday, and this was the same pattern she had adopted in the Shah Jahan case, she kept dilly-dallying for 2 months. The obvious conjecture is that she is doing that to tamper with evidence.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
she certainly knows something which you and I don't.
Viewers,
She certainly knows something which you and I don't.
I can't.
And that is
I don't
precisely
know.
the reason
I don't know if
why
we can.
this deliberate.
Okay, let me tell you, viewers, something else. It's not the first time that Mamta Banerjee has ended up questioning the character of the victim. Let me talk to you through what happened
Absolutely,
with the Nadia.
I'm so glad you're bringing
Nadia
this up.
rape case of 2022. On April 11th, 2022, Mamta Banerjee raised questions over the reports of a 14-year-old girl who was allegedly raped in the Nadia district on April 5th. And she said, quote, "This story they are showing that a minor has died due to rape, will you call it a rape? Was she pregnant or had a love affair? Have they inquired? I've asked the police. They have made arrests. I was told the girl had an affair with the boy," unquote. Viewers, having an affair, having any kind of relations with an underaged child is a crime under POCSO. It doesn't matter. Let me talk to you about, viewers, the Park Street case, February 2012. February 16th, 2012 is when this dastardly crime happened. An Anglo-Indian woman was raped in a moving car by 5 men. And this happened in Park Street, viewers. Mamata Banerjee dubbed the incident as, quote, Shajano Ghotona, concocted incident, viewers. These are the words. Which was allegedly designed to malign the government. I don't know if you know, viewers, but the woman died. 4 years after this incident, the alleged rapist was arrested finally. December 20th, 2012, Dr. Kakoli Ghosh Dastidar, a senior leader of Mamata Banerjee's party, said that the Park Street rape case, where a woman was raped by 5 men after she exited a nightclub, was not a case of sexual assault but a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding between a client. Viewers, no woman deserves to be violated without consent, viewers. That is rape in anyone's book. This is the mindset. Burdwan gang rape case 2012. Crying Natok, Shajache, staging an act. CM Mamata Banerjee again passed her judgment in a rape case even before the police investigations were over. It goes on, viewers. Tanya Bhardwaj, a presidency college student, was labelled a Maoist by Mamata Banerjee for grilling her on law and order issues. The standard operating procedure sometimes, viewers, is to cast doubt on the victim or on the complainant. Here, viewers, a person, a principal, who is supposed to be the guardian-in-chief of all the ward under him or her, betrays that trust. And that person is rewarded, viewers, 4 hours after they stage a resignation. Viewers, someone's conscience is really dead, viewers. And all of those who are not speaking from within the ranks of the TMC, viewers, their conscience is dead. Never again pay attention to when they come out in outrage about horrific crimes, because you know, viewers, that they're hypocrites, that they're again putting politics before their convictions. I leave it at this, viewers. I leave it at this. I just hope now, for all our sakes, that the CBI gets to the bottom of this and does justice to this case. There is still time for sense to prevail, viewers, for the conscience to take over in Bengal's government circles. There is still time. Viewers, let's move on. Because when we are talking about injustice, there can be no greater than the story I'm going to now tell you about. After Hindus took to the streets in Bangladesh to protest the genocidal wave of violence directed at them, the caretaker government has begun the process of launching a massive PR, public relations overdrive. That's what I'm going to call it, viewers. And I always back any claim I make with facts. Muhammad Yunus, the chief of the caretaker administration, not only met a delegation of protesting Hindus but also visited a landmark temple. Yunus made all the right noises and shook all the right hands for the waiting video journalists. And they clicked, viewers, furiously so that we could get these pictures of smiling leaders of the interim establishment, viewers. Smiling. What are they smiling about? A genocide? Viewers, you see a camera and like monkeys, if you smile, then it's quite clear, viewers, that your instincts are not human. At such a solemn moment, you're not there, viewers, to inaugurate a temple. You're there to tell the victims of a genocide that you stand with them. Should you be smiling? Well, viewers, smiles apart, Mr. Yunus also, of course, said all the right things. Yunus is aware of the power of the spoken word and knows that saying the right things and being seen doing the right things at the right time is of incalculable PR value. So, viewers, here you have the entire mass of Bangladeshi media called for this staged stunt. Yunus met the leaders of the Hindu groups at the Dhakeshwari National Temple in Dhaka, accompanied by law advisor Asif Nazrul and religious affairs advisor A.K. Hussain. Viewers, instead of apologizing, they were smiling as if they were cutting ribbons. Yunus then went on to say we should not be seen as Muslims, Hindus or Buddhists, but as humans. Yunus says the root of all problem lies in the decay of institutional arrangements. Yunus said appeal to Hindus to exercise patience before judging the new government. Yunus said our prime goal is to establish and defend human rights and free speech. Following Yunus's visit, Hindu and Muslim leaders held a meeting at the temple. Muslims and Hindu leaders have pledged to, quote, strengthen communal harmony, unquote. But viewers, here are 5 reasons why we need to be careful before reposing faith in the glib talking Muhammad Yunus. Hard fact 1. Yunus heads an administration that includes the ultra-conservative Islamist group, the Hifazat-e-Islam, the HUI. This group, viewers, is not about communal amity. In fact, they want the Ahmadiyas in Bangladesh to be labeled non-Muslims. They want Sharia rule, viewers, in Bangladesh to be imposed. They are part of this interim administration that is overseen by Muhammad Yunus, who is today talking about, and in his words, viewers, not mine, in his words, defending human rights and establishing free speech. Here's another hard fact. The HUI has links to the pro-Pak Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh and the Bangladesh Nationalist Party. Worse, the Hifazat-e-Islam has been linked to attacks on Hindus, viewers. In 2021, here's another hard fact. Several HEI followers gathered at a Hindu village in Sunamganj, where they attacked the minority community because a Hindu man had criticized a speech made by an HEI official. This is their tolerance for free speech. And viewers, Yunus says, appeal to Hindus to exercise patience before judging the new government. Our prime goal is to establish and defend human rights and free speech. He's in bed with the devil, viewers. He's in bed with the wolf. He's clothed in the sheepskin. But that sheepskin hides the wolf, viewers. These people are not tolerant of free speech. Hard fact 4. In October 2021 at Durga Puja, the HEI was linked to the largest anti-Hindu mob attacks, rioting, after a fake news report alleged that blasphemy was committed at a Pujo Pandal. They cooked up a story. They used that story, viewers, to attack Hindus on one of their holiest days. It is in fact the biggest religious festival for Hindus in Bangladesh. Hard fact 5. The HEI has deep links to the Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh, which in turn has been linked to Islamist terror groups such as the Jamaat-ul-Mujahideen Bangladesh and the Harkat-ul-Jihad al-Islami Huji. Viewers, you don't need any introductions to these groups. They carry out terror attacks on Indian soil. If Yunus was so secular as he's being portrayed in some section of the media in India and by some Indian opposition politicians like Sharad Pawar, why would he share power with the bigoted proponents of an Islamic state in Bangladesh? Viewers, that's the fundamental bottom line question. Let me begin by asking this question of Mazhar Khan, Bangladeshi journalist from Dhaka. Mr. Khan, how is an interim government that has the likes of this JEI part of its basic structure committed to defending human rights, secularism and free speech? Can you explain, Mr. Khan?
Let me start with Dr. Yunus's visit today at a temple in Dhaka, Dhakeshwari. He argued that human rights will be always will be on the first choice of this government, and there will be no violence and hatred among any of the citizens of the country, whether it could be Muslim or Hindu, anyone. So several incidents so far occurred in Bangladesh, and so far you mentioned that before attacking any Hindu temple or house, they cook up a story like they start to spread a sort of rumor against this community, and they does that. But last night an attack took place in northern place of Bangladesh, where one leader, local leader, the Hindu personal home, he said, "I have no enemies in my area who are attacking." And after that, several political parties like BNP and Jamaat Islam representatives over there, they took place on took and he said while the house was burning, he couldn't see who are the attackers.
Sir, Mr. Khan, with due respect, sir, do you know that two U.S. court in one U.S. court has both Jamaat and terrorist organizations? Are you aware of this, sir?
Well, we know about Jamaat Islam, but regarding BNP, it's not.
Okay, so you know about the Jamaat Islami. The Jamaat Islami that has very close ties with the organization that is part of the interim government, sir. That's why I'm asking. How can this interim government that has got this wolf lurking in its midst guarantee Hindus that their rights will be protected against bigotry, sir? Simple question.
Okay. Simply, the answer is like that. The total protests were organized by the students. Onward after the...
Sir, I'm only asking you about this association. Why is a government that is so secular in its outlook, why does it have Islamists in its midst?
Because most of the people in our country are Muslim, and so far the government...
So you need to have an Islamist radical organization being part of the interim establishment because you're all Muslims. Do you support this, Mr. Khan?
No, we Bangladeshi general people never support such kind of things. Okay. As you know,
let me ask Mr. Chileni. I don't want to delay Mr. Chileni any further. Mr. Chileni, here is the response. We are all Muslims. Therefore, it's okay for a radical Islamist organization to be part of our interim government because clearly we are happy to be represented by their obscurantism. Confidence, Mr. Chileni?
There are two issues that stand out. First is that this military chosen interim government serves as little more than a handmaiden of the powerful army. After all, it was the army chief who was instrumental in Hasina's downfall. And to give a civilian cloak to military rule, the army cleverly chose a Nobel laureate as the nominal head of the government, of the interim government, even though Muhammad Yunus had little experience with national issues. So all that Muhammad Yunus can do is what we saw today. Making statements that sound reasonable. He's saying the right things in public, but he's a toothless chief advisor. This is the big problem. The second problem, which is not just the fact that the interim government includes a radical Islamist group, it is the real power in Bangladesh today, the military, the army, is the one that is actually committing some of the atrocities they do. In Kolkata, which is Sheikh Hasina's home district, where there's a sizable Hindu minority, after the fall of Sheikh Hasina, there were these protests in Gopalganj against a forced departure from the country. And the army sent tanks and armored personal carriers and carried out atrocities, singling out the Hindus there. So, whether you look at the interim government or you look at the army, which is all powerful today, they are not able to protect the Hindu minority other than make statements that are good for public relations.
Trainee Sinha, will the CAA be liberalized by the Modi government to remove the cap to allow the terrorized Hindus to the country, given the fact that we cannot take at face value the assurances made by Muhammad Yunus and there is no guarantee that the attacks on the Hindus will abate?
Rahul, it's an evolving situation, so I would not be able to comment on that right now. But I think there's a larger issue over here. While the gesture of Muhammad Yunus needs to be appreciated, his temple visit, his apology to the Hindus, I just hope they don't turn out to be like Rahul Gandhi's temple visits, and that is something which our government will very closely ensure with the Bangladesh government. There are 1.4 crore Hindus over there. I don't think we should imagine a situation where everybody unless it goes out of hand. Those people chose that country by choice, and I think we, as a responsible government, would ensure the safety of Hindus living over there. Because if we allow the situation to go out of control and if we welcome everybody right away, it is only going to be an Islamist victory, which the world should be wary of. And I don't think we should ensure that. We should allow that.
So then why did we bring in the CAA? Mr. Chileni, there is some, I don't know, I'm not getting this logic.
I'll just take 30 seconds to tell you that.
Okay, go ahead.
The CEA obviously has a cutoff date. The CEA obviously has a cutoff date. It becomes important when you naturalize citizens of another country into the country. There are certain checks and balances which need to be in place.
Okay.
So
are you telling me that we can't even open our...
Revisited, if it needs to be...
One second.
No,
are you telling me that we can't even open...
needs to be revisited, absolutely.
Okay, one second. Okay, let me bring in Mr. Chileni. Mr. Chileni, look, I don't know about whether this particular government, this interim administration in Bangladesh can actually deliver on some of its promises. But what I can definitely say is that as a responsible neighboring state, we can at least bring some of those refugees across, in encampment, make sure when things return to normal, when we have assurances, when we have stipulated assurances, they can be rehabilitated back to their country. Is that not possible at all? Or are we going to have only one-way traffic? That will keep the first hour of need to stay out because you see we don't trust your antecedents. How should we deal with this?
Rahul, the scenes at the Bangladesh-India border of desperate Hindus begging border forces to let them in, and they're being told if they try to enter, they'll be shot. Those are the scenes.
Yeah.
These desperate Hindus are fleeing violence. They are wanting to enter their lives. In border forces that are preventing them from entering. This actually underscores the dilemma that the government of India faces. One concern is that if you open the floodgates to the flow of Hindus from Bangladesh, then this would allow the Islamists to basically turn Bangladesh into a holy Muslim country. And what could begin as a trickle could become a flood of Hindu refugees entering India. But there's also the larger issue that you raised about the CAA. The CAA was actually enacted by Parliament in late 1990. The Indian government only implemented it in 1994 after more than 4 years, and that too before but just before the general elections in India.
Yeah.
Which clearly underscored the politics behind.
Right. So it was just a chimera.
So that it was very unfortunate that they brought politics into a law, which is akin to an American law.
Well,
That has allowed Christians and Jews to enter the
yes,
US
the
from
Lautenberg
countries where
Specter
they've been
amendments.
persecuted.
Absolutely. I think the bottom line here that I think Mr. Chireni is drawing our attention to, viewers, is the hopelessness of the situation that Bangladeshi Hindus find themselves in. They're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Wow. Can you imagine that, viewers? I leave it at this. We'll be right back with The Right Stand. Don't go away.
Kamala sound like a moderate when in fact she is far left, like far, far left.
Worse than Bernie Sanders. She is considered more liberal by far than Bernie Sanders. She's a radical left lunatic.
You know, Netanyahu came to give a talk to a joint Senate and House sitting, and I was there, and Kamala stood him up. You know, what does that say?
I think it's highly disrespectful. And I say, if you're a Jewish person or if you believe in Israel, if you're a person that, you know, is a very pro-Israel, if you vote for her, it's worse than Biden. And Biden was bad. But if you vote for her, you ought to have your head examined. And you see tonight, I mean, as we're doing this, I'm seeing reports coming that they expect an attack tonight or tomorrow from hundreds and maybe thousands of rockets.
I think it's a massive. I think we're in massive trouble, frankly, with the Kamala administration, and that's my honest opinion. I think really it's essential that you win for the good of the country for this election, and I mean I'm just stating my opinion.
Like we're having a great conversation right now. Kamala wouldn't have this conversation. She can't because she's not smart. You know, she's not a smart person, by the way. She can't have this conversation.
This is a really big point. You can actually have a conversation with you.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
And you can't have a conversation with Biden or Kamala. It's like not. It's not possible.
That's true.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for our future. Project One Tree.
What I can tell you is this. We cannot have a Democrat. We cannot have her. She's incompetent. She's as bad as Biden in a different. Look, she hasn't done an interview since this whole scam started. And say what you want. This was a coup. This was a coup of a president of the United States. He didn't want to leave, and they said we can do it the nice way or we can do it the hard way.
What's happening sort of overnight is they're rewriting history and making Kamala sound like a moderate when in fact she is far left, like far left.
Worse than Bernie Sanders. She is considered more liberal by far than Bernie Sanders. She's a radical left lunatic.
Netanyahu came to give a talk to a joint Senate and House sitting, and I was there, and Kamala stood him up. What does that say?
I think it's highly disrespectful. And I say, if you're a Jewish person or if you believe in Israel, if you're a person that, is a very pro-Israel, if you vote for her, it's worse than Biden. And Biden was bad. But if you vote for her, you ought to have your head examined. And you see tonight, as we're doing this, I'm seeing reports coming that they expect an attack tonight or tomorrow from hundreds and maybe thousands of rockets.
I think it's a massive. I think we're in massive trouble, frankly, with the Kamala administration, and that's my honest opinion. And I think really it's essential that you win for the good of the country for this election. And I'm just stating my opinion.
Like we're having a great conversation right now. Kamala wouldn't have this conversation. She can't because she's not smart. She's not a smart person, by the way. She can't have this conversation.
This is a really big point. You can actually have a conversation with you.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
And you can't have a conversation with Biden or Kamala. It's like it's not possible.
That's true.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and a very, very happy Independence Day. Sitting right in front of the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and